You guys, holy fucking shit. I'm so hungover right now. I'm so hungover that my eyes are completely closed and I have a sleeping mask on and I can't see anything and I have a really bad headache and it's so bad that Advil isn't even helping. Nothing is helping. You know, it was a lot easier being hungover when I lived in Nebraska because it was so quiet and I could just lay in my bed all day and it was just silent. There was no voices. Wait, okay, I'm sounding like I'm going insane. There was no cars driving by and loud noises, but when I'm hungover here, there's like cars driving by. People are honking like crazy. People are fighting. People are screaming. People are getting crazy outside. And it's a lot more difficult to be hungover. I think it's like 8 a.m. right now. And I'm like, why the hell am I awake? Why am I awake right now? I did not plan on being up this early. I don't even know what time I went to bed. I don't even want to know what time I went to bed. But I feel like it was like 3 a.m. I feel like I was up for a long amount of time. And I have no idea why I'm up right now. My room, like, also just gets so bright in here. Like, there is no light bulb for me to have light besides natural light, if that makes sense. I have no lights in my room. But, like, my windows are bright. I can see the world. That's why I have a sleeping mask on my head right now, because I'm like, I can see too much light right now that I don't want to see. I don't want to see the light. I want to see the darkness. I feel like I'm talking so calmly right now that it's gonna like put me to sleep, okay? I feel like I should go to bed and then I'm gonna come back, but I really just wanted to like start the podcast off this way, and I really wanted you guys to know that I'm really hungover and that I'm gonna get into why I'm feeling this way. But I think I need to remember a couple more things about my night, because right now there's no way you are enjoying listening to me sound like this. So I'll be back in about an hour. Hello, everybody out there. I'm back. I am re-alived. I am re-woken. I am up. Barely up, but I am up. It is 2 p.m. now, so I don't even know what time it was when I started talking into the microphone for some odd reason. I think I was gonna try to like podcast the whole thing, and then I was like, I need to go to sleep. I need to sleep. My body is screaming, sleep, bitch. So I'm re-woken up. I feel like it was like 8 a.m. when I was communicating to you, but it's been some time now. I still have a sleeping mask on my head. I'm going to be really honest right now. I do also still have last night's makeup on, and I need to get that off my face. I need to deep clean my room. It looks absolutely crazy in here. There are things that don't need to be in here. Clothes are everywhere. I need to do the dishes, and it looks like a beautiful day outside. It looks stunning, but I don't think I'll be going out there. I do not think I will be leaving my apartment building today. I don't need to be in the public at all in this kind of mindset. One of my buddies texted me and asked me if I wanted to meet him at the park and do something chill, and I'm like, I don't think I should be in public at all today. I really don't think that I should. I think I should just drink water, drink coffee, eat food, and get my shit together, because tomorrow is Tuesday, which is crazy, and I want to be feeling like a better person tomorrow than I'm feeling right now. There's nothing better than a nice cold sip of water from a Brita, because you know it's like clean water. Like, not gonna lie, sometimes I do drink sink water. If I'm like dying of fucking thirst in the middle of the night, I am running to get fucking sink water. I don't got time for the motherfucking Brita. But when I have time for the motherfucking Brita, that shit hits differently. You're taking a nice cold sip of water that you know is just already filtered. You can chug it as, like when you take sink water, like it's like I can chug this, but like are there bacterias in here? But when you take it from the Brita, it's like there's no bacterias in here because the Brita did whatever the Brita does, and I can chug this shit like I fucking made the Brita. What did I just say? Ignore that. Like I fucking birthed the water myself. When it comes from the Brita, it's like, yeah, Brita water. Let's fucking go. I'm gonna pop open this coffee. I'm very excited to drink it. It's like the Columbine vanilla cold brew, and I think that I desperately need this to be consumed right now, or I'm gonna be a problem. Okay, I think we have a lot to discuss right now, and my favorite part of what we're gonna discuss is like honestly all of it. I'm excited to discuss all of it, but like I was feeling like I was super chill yesterday, and I went from being so chill to like making questionable decisions, basically. I also woke up this morning to a man DMing me and basically volunteering himself to come on the podcast as a good man to explain to us fellas why men act the way that they do. He said that his friends actually volunteered him out of their friend group to be the one to DM and volunteer to come speak to us and explain why men are the way that they are and explain that there are good men out there. So definitely let me know if you guys would actually want a good man that volunteered himself to come on the podcast and explain why men act the way they act. Definitely open to it, but want to hear you guys' thoughts if you want that, or if we're like, fuck men. Just kidding. But definitely want to hear your guys' thoughts if you actually would like that and would like me to have a random good man on the podcast explain things, or if we don't want that, So it is Memorial Day weekend, and I low-key think I need to put sunglasses on to really focus much fucking better. Holy shit. I feel like a new person all of a sudden. These sunglasses just changed my life. Woo! Okay. So let's get into it, you guys. Let's dive right in. Okay, you guys. So it is Memorial Day weekend, and there was an event on Sunday where this like person hosts these events throughout Chicago and New York, I believe. But I know that they're in Chicago, obviously, because we went to them. And it was at this rooftop place kind of on the lakefront. And they had a DJ, they had alcohol, they had oysters, they had ice cream, they had a saxophonist, they had random things like that. And me and my friends bought tickets to it, and we went there. And we had a good time. We started off with a little pregame at like, I want to say 2 p.m., maybe 2:30. We had a pregame at our friend's house, and we started playing a drinking game. And we were watching golf, actually. I just forgot about that. We were watching golf. I've never watched golf in my whole life. Literally have never watched it because I don't know what's going on in golf, but I know that one of the men playing went to high school with two of the girls at the pregame. He went to high school with them, so that's why we were watching the golf, and I actually was kind of enjoying it. I wasn't like super locked into watching the golf, but I was like a little intrigued by it. Like it wasn't as boring as I thought that it was, so definitely could see that in my future one day when I'm 40 years old. And I've actually only been golfing twice, and I don't know if I've told you guys this, but one time when I went golfing, my friend was about to move states for college, so we were like saying our goodbyes to each other, and we went golfing for some reason, and we wanted to end our goodbye on a bang. Like we wanted to do something iconic and memorable for us to be like, bye. So we were obviously drunk, because I feel like if you're golfing, you're like tipsy. So we're drunk, and we were like, should we jump in the pond? So golf courses have ponds. And every time I tell people this story, they look at me like I am a psychopath. So it's okay if you're like, what the fuck, bitch? You know, I don't golf, so I don't know how insane this was, but I know that it was insane based on the reactions I've had from the public. Before. There's the ponds in the golf courses. They have ponds and things. And so we ran and we jumped into the pond. And let me tell you, the water was disgusting. Obviously, I don't think we thought it was clean by any means, but it was disgusting. And I remember it was so slimy in there, and it was really hard to get out. And we were just like dying laughing, trying to like pull ourselves out of this pond. But yeah, that was a confession that I just wanted to share with you guys, because I honestly don't think I've told you that story, but I'm not kidding you. Every time I tell people that story, they are like, what? And they look at me a little bit differently ever since. Also, so many people this weekend told me that I have an accent, and they were like, is that like, who has the accent? And I'm like, wait, what? Do I have an accent? And they're like, is that like how people talk in Nebraska? And I'm like, I think I just do that sometimes. I think I just break out into an accent when I'm feeling weird, and also when I'm feeling uncomfortable. I will break out into an accent, because for some reason, to me, if I'm in an uncomfortable situation or I just like don't know how to talk, if I say it in my normal voice, it's like weird. But if I say it in an accent, like my southern accent, then it's less weird to me. It feels a little bit more comfortable to say whatever I'm trying to say to someone, if that makes any fucking sense. But if I have an accent, like maybe I do, maybe I have a Nebraska accent, but I have just never heard of people having a Nebraska accent. But also I feel like I should know more about Nebraska. Like I feel like I know so much about Nebraska, obviously, because I've lived there for 22 years. But then people come back at me and ask me questions about Nebraska all the time, and I'm like, I have no fucking clue. Do I look like I am the geographer behind Nebraska? Like, I don't know anything, okay? I know that they have a blue sushi sake grill, and I would like to eat it. I would like to eat there. And I know that they have a taco place that I really enjoy that I'm not going to be naming, because my ex-boyfriend's family owns it, and I'm obsessed with it, and he probably wishes one day that I will stop showing up every time I'm back in Nebraska. But I love their tacos, and I love their margaritas, and I love their queso, and that is why I should never have dated someone that owns my favorite meal at one of my favorite places, because honestly, he probably does hate that every time I'm back in Nebraska, I show up and he's working, and I'm like, hi, I would like queso. And he's like, when is this bitch gonna get the fuck out of my parents' shop? You know? And the answer is never. The answer is never. If you're listening, I'm gonna be going there until the day that I die. Me and my children are gonna be eating there one day, okay? Because it's so good. Okay, anyways, moving on. I need to stop. Oh, this is a really good point. I'm like, sorry guys, we'll get into whatever I was gonna get into at some point, but does anyone else have this happen to them? Every time I date a guy, or I talk to a guy, or I have a situationship with someone where, you know, it was more than just a little one night date, like we were talking in any capacity, they're public on Instagram while we're talking. The man is, like, before we meet, they're public. Like, they're public the whole time we're talking, yada, yada, yee. And then when we end things, every man, I'm not even kidding you right now, every man that I've dated or talked to, when we end things, they go private on Instagram, and they go private forever. Like, they never go back to being public. They never go back to being public. Like, is that weird? Is that a me problem, or is that just like a huge coincidence that all of them go from being public to private when we end things? Like, they are like, this bitch can never see what we're doing again, which is fine. But I'm just a little curious. Or is it because of the podcast and they're like, I don't need her to find photos of us, as if I would ever do that. But I don't know. I've just noticed that recently, and I was like, that's very interesting. And like, one of them just went private, and I think that it's maybe because I was viewing his stories, but I was just curious what he was doing, you know? Like, I just like to check in on them, you know? Like, what is Billy Bob up to? What is Billy Bob doing this Saturday night? Well, we will not any longer know. We will not know any longer what Billy Bob's up to, because he is now also private on the Instagram. So, farewell, Billy Bob. Okay, so yesterday we get tickets to this rooftop thing, and we are pre-gaming. We're playing a drinking game. We're watching golf. The drinking game we were playing is called Buzzed, and I actually do like that game. I mean, I like any game, but I do like that game. I also have a drinking game here. I think it's called like Do or Drink, and that game is fucking wild. I have read the cards as an adult, and I am like, holy fucking shit, I cannot believe I actually have played this game with actual human beings. I think me and a friend group one summer, like actually played the games, and the cards are like, get naked and run around down the street. Like, what? That's illegal. Or some of the cards are like, call your ex-boyfriend and tell him you love him, or like post on your Instagram story that you miss your ex. Like, bruh, catch me never doing that. Like, I think all the cards, like I assume I just drank. Like, there's no way I would do any of these. Maybe I would post I miss my ex if I like was feeling like I missed him, but I'd never miss them. I don't really ever miss them, but it's wild. It's wild out here, and I can't believe that I purchased the game. One, because why is it mine? And two, I can't believe that I've actually played it with people. But I want to kind of play it again, okay? But we're playing a game. We're feeling ready. I was drinking. Trader Joe's has this new juice. It's called like a mango spicy something, okay? For context, if you want to buy it. I don't know what it's called, but it's a mango juice and it's spicy. I think it had tahini in it, and it was delicious, but I will say, as delicious as it was hurting my stomach, and I was like, something must be wrong with me. And then my friends were like, girl, you're drinking a mango spicy juice, you just drank the whole juice and you're questioning why your stomach hurts. So I mixed that with some vodka, and I honestly think I was like hammered drinking that. And then we got to the event, and we did like, each of us did a round of drinks. So we had 5 of us in the round. So we did like 5 rounds of drinks. But anyways, you get what I'm saying. We each did a round. I think I was drinking an Aperol Spritz. Then I was drinking Hugo Spritz. Apparently my friends were saying the Hugo Spritz are normally better, but like that I should get into Hugo Spritz. So I guess it's a Hugo Spritz summer. Hugo Spritz summer. It's a Hugo Spritz summer, okay? So we're going to be drinking Hugo Spritz all summer long. I kind of do like them better than Aperols. Aperols are good to me, but I think I'm allergic to actual Aperol or something, because every time I drink Aperol, I'm like in pain. Like my stomach hurts so bad and I get cramps, okay? I don't know why. I haven't really looked into it or asked my doctor, as if my doctor would know that information. I actually need a new doctor. If anyone knows a good doctor here, or you have a dad that's a doctor, or a son, wink, wink, let me know. Let me know. Are you allowed to go? Actually, I'm not going to ask the question I was going to ask, okay? So we're having a good time there. I think there were like free oysters and free gelatos and things like that going around, but I just didn't make it to any of that. I was too focused on going to the bathroom because my bladder is so goddamn small, that I was focused on going to the bathroom so much that I missed out on the oysters, which was fine. I don't actually like oysters. And then I was going to like try them again today, or yesterday, or whatever day this was. I was going to try them again, but then my friend told me that she got food poisoning from oysters one time. And so like the whole time people were eating oysters, I was just thinking about how my friend got food poisoning from them. And I was like, I don't know if I can get behind the oysters. I'm a little scared of them. There were supposed to be sparklers at some point, but we ended up like leaving before all of that happened, because I was like, when are the sparklers coming? And they were not coming at all. The sparklers were not happening. But the bathroom situation, like somebody, if anyone knows what I'm talking about, anyone works there, like, can you discuss with them that they should open up a bathroom at this restaurant? They don't have a bathroom. The bathroom they have is like the public bathroom that you use when you're like laying at the beach and playing in the sand. That is the bathroom that they're having you use, which is okay. But honestly, like I was wearing heels and I didn't really want to walk in sand, and like, you guys know, like we all know, like bathrooms that are public for the lake, like that's just wet in there. There's like wet toilet paper everywhere because people that are using it are like wet from the lake. There's sand everywhere. It's just like not a great bathroom because it's made to be messy. So I'm just like, they need to open up a bathroom for the restaurant, because why are they making people in little heels and skirts and nice outfits go to the bathroom where people in swimsuits are? Like, it just doesn't make sense to me. So they need to work on that. I was like, they should even open like a nice porta potty or something. They need to do something about it, okay? As of recently, I am not gonna lie, I've been into the short kings, okay? I mean, I've never been against the short kings, but like, I swear there's so many hot short kings. There are so many hot short kings around here that I'm like, oh my God, he's hot. Like, not gonna lie, hopefully the man that lives in my building does not listen to this podcast, but there's a man in our building who's probably like 5'10", and he is so cute to me. And we've made eye contact like twice, and I'm like, wow. I don't know if he's single. I don't know what he's up to. I don't know who he is. I don't even know his name. I don't even know what floor he lives on, but he's a short king, I think. It's short king summer, bitches. But there was another short king out and about yesterday, and he was kind of hot too. Is it rude that I'm calling them short kings? Like, I don't know. But I like it, okay? But we were there. I know my friend, since men have like not been approaching women lately, like ever, but it was, like, extra bad yesterday. Like, no men were approaching anybody. And my friend thought that this man was super hot. And she asked if I would go approach him with her. And I was like, yeah, for sure. But then I was like, you should see if he, like, approaches you first. Or, like, we gave it some time. Nothing was happening. So I'm like, you know what? Do it, girl. So she walks over so confident. Like, I don't know how this man was not, like, falling to his knees for her. Because personally, if someone was this confident and had this much energy to walk up to me, like, I'd be like, you're so hot. Like, if a hot ass man from across the way walked over from the other side of the bar and was like, hey, what's up? I am Robert and I would like to introduce myself, blah, blah, blah. I would be like, you are so hot, Robert. Let's go get married tomorrow in Vegas. Let's fucking go, you know? So she walks over across the way. We were like watching her. I think we got it on video. We were like, fuck yes, bitch. She walks over so confident and was like, hi, oh shit, I just said her name. And she's like, hi, I'm Chelsea. Her name's not actually Chelsea, but she's like, hi, I'm Chelsea, blah, blah, blah. They're talking. He's giggling. He is giggling. She made him laugh. And he's looking her up and down. He's liking what he's seeing. And then he puts his arm around her. I literally felt like we were in the movie Aquamarine. You know, when Aqua runs up to whatever the main man's name is and he like puts the arm. Like, I literally felt like we were in Aquamarine yesterday. So I was kind of also living out some childhood dreams. And we were like, ah! I don't know if they got each other's numbers. I honestly am forgetting what happened next. But she came back over and then the rest is history. We'll find out later if they're getting married in Vegas next week or not. But we walked by him like when we were leaving and he kind of gave her like a hey, hey, hey. So if they're meant to be, I don't know if they got each other's numbers. I'm actually blanking on that, but I'm hoping they did. I'll text her and ask her if that happened or if that didn't happen. But if it didn't happen, that's okay because we can definitely find his Instagram and DM him. Ooh, yes, next steps. If they didn't get each other's numbers, we'll find his Instagram. She'll DM him and be like, hey, it's Chelsea. It was so great meeting you yesterday. And then we'll see what he does with that information. Because it's ballsy, it's confident, and it shows that she is not afraid of rejection, which I think is a big part of putting yourself out there and trying to find the one for you. You have to be not afraid of rejection. You just have to fucking go for it. Like a vulture. Like a bird going for a worm. You have to be like that, okay? I don't know where that came from. I'm like kind of confused by the words filling my mouth. And kind of shortly after this, I think we left because we were all like, we are so starving. So we went to this pizza place and I'm like, holy shit. I went to this pizza place last year with some friends and it was actually life-changing, okay? You know what? I'm bringing the life-changing word back to this episode because this pizza is fucking life-changing. It is so delicious, but I could never think of the name of it for the longest time. And then my friends were like, let's go here. And I kept being like, I don't know where that is. And then we show up and I'm like, stop. This was the life-changing pizza. Holy fucking shit. And we got a hot honey pizza. We got tater tots. We got sweet potato fries. We got a prosciutto pizza, and then we got another kind of pizza that I forget, and it was so fucking delicious, like holy fuck. And apparently they have a pickle pizza here that we need to go back and get that has pickles, ham, and a white sauce. I don't know, whatever someone was saying, I was like, get that in me right fucking now. I need a pickle pizza. Okay? And there were hot men there, and there were heaters, and there were good fucking vibes all around. And I definitely want more of that pizza in my near future. I would like to eat some more of that pizza. We got spritzes, we're chatting, we're eating, and after dinner, like, everyone's like, yeah, it's time for bed. Like, yeah, we're gonna go home. We're gonna go home for sure. And I'm like, yeah, no, I'm definitely going to bed. Like, I'm so exhausted from today. I'm also hammered. Like, yeah, I'm going home. I'm for sure going home. So we Uber here. We're like walking my roommate's dog outside, and we run into our neighbor. At least this is how I'm remembering it happening. I'm like, for all I know, we texted him. Or maybe we knocked on his door. I don't know. For some reason, we're like, should we get another beverage? Should we get another beverage? As if we needed another beverage. We did not need any more beverages. So we knock on our neighbor's door and we get a tour of his apartment. He gets a tour of our apartment and we begin hanging out. We change. Did I change? I think I just changed into different shoes because I had been wearing high heels for way too fucking long. So I needed to put sneakers on. I was also wearing what's it called when you wear like denim on denim? What is that called? A tuxedo? A Canadian tuxedo. Why is it called that? Does anyone know? But I was wearing that, and I was feeling confident in my Canadian tuxedo all fucking day long. And then when I put the sneakers on, I was like, are people judging the Canadian tuxedo? Why is no one else wearing a Canadian tuxedo in the public? But we decided to go to a bar with him. It was very crowded in there. And I remember that this is how you know I'm drunk. When I start just saying things where it's like, bitch, nobody gives a fuck. So this was one of those bars where you can like, oh my God, I'm getting flashbacks. I'm such a fucking liar sometimes too. Okay. So those bars where like you eat the peanuts and then you just can like throw them on the floor. I don't like peanuts, but I like the outside of the peanut shell because it's so salty. Like, I remember as a child, I just like the salt. And still as an adult woman, I only like the outside salty part of it. I don't like the inside peanut part of it, okay? So there's peanuts there, and I become, like, so judgmental. I'm like, I hate places that have peanuts on the floor. Like, bitch, I truly don't give a fuck if places have peanuts on the floor. And they're like, oh, okay. And I'm like, I just don't like places with peanuts on the floor. Like, what am I saying? And then I told everybody that Texas Roadhouse is who created the peanuts on the floor. I don't even know if that's true. Like, it's probably not true. There's no way that Texas Roadhouse invented the peanuts on the floor thing. Like, there's no way. But I know that they allow that at Texas Roadhouse, but like there's no way they invented that. There's no way they created that. But I was like, yeah, I don't know if you guys knew, but like Texas Roadhouse is who created the peanuts on the floor. And they were like, I think our neighbor was like, I don't know if Texas Roadhouse is who created that, but like they do that there. And I'm like, they created it. They invented it. I don't know where the fuck I was pulling that out of, but they definitely didn't invent that. So I don't know why I was saying that. And then we left that bar and we went to a different bar. And I have only been to that bar like maybe once or twice. And I know that one time I went there on like a date for some reason because like I ruined the whole fucking date, which we can get into another day. But I like ruined the whole fucking date. And then basically we ended up getting like so fucking wasted because I'm just insane sometimes. And so we go to this bar and they like have live music. Do they have there's definitely not live music, but I think they had a DJ. And there is this group of men. I want to say there was like 12 of them. There's this group of men and they are wild. Like I was hammered, but these men, like I've never seen anything like it before. There's like these 12 men, they're taking their shoes off. Like they each had like one shoe on. One specifically was like acting more feral than the others. Like I think that they had to be on something that was not just alcohol. I'm not sure. I don't like know much about drugs, but I know that these men had to be on something. Like they had to be on drugs because this was not just alcohol speaking. But one of them was taking off his shoe and like smacking the floor with it and then going up and like pretending like he was gonna smack other people with his shoe. Like he was being so feral. I think we have a video of it. I'll obviously like blur out his face and stuff, but I do want to show you guys like what I'm talking about because I've like never seen anything like this in public. And he's like pretending to smack people with his shoe. He's like smacking the ground. And then he kept coming up to us for some reason and like
saying weird things and being like, come join us. And we're like, what? We don't want to join your weird shoeness. Like, I'm really not trying to get smacked with a shoe today. And then at one point, I think he did not enjoy that I was like laughing. Like, it wasn't laughing. No, I was laughing at them. I definitely was laughing at them, but like, it was enjoyable. Like, it was enjoyable. It was free entertainment. I was just like, these men are acting like they're in the jungle. Like, these men are acting like they are little cheetahs and monkeys in the jungle, and they are just in a small bar. And they're acting like they're in the jungle. It was crazy. So it was making me laugh because I was just like, what the fuck am I witnessing? And then someone said that they were all married and they all had rings on their fingers. And someone's like, they're all married. And I'm like, what? This is how married men are acting? Like, somebody call their wife and tell them they need to divorce them because their man thinks he's a monkey in the motherfucking jungle, but he is just at a bar. And he is taking his shoe off and smacking people with it. Like, I was like, how is this man not getting kicked out of here? I was so confused how he was not getting kicked out. And then at one point, he was like upset about my laughing. And he was like, everybody, and was like pointing at me and was like, her. And I'm like, what? And also, someone came up to me and asked me if that was my boyfriend. I'm like, the man throwing his shoe around? You looked at me and thought that could be her boyfriend? What does that say about me? I honestly am going to take that as an offense. I'm going to take that as something that was supposed to be offensive because what the hell? I was being so calm and just laughing, okay? And someone thought that was my boyfriend. That's so concerning, okay? Like, no, ma'am, that is a married man. That is a married man that thinks he is in the desert, that thinks he is in the jungle. And I think he eventually did get kicked out because then all of a sudden he like wasn't there anymore. But we were having a good time, okay? Overall, that was free entertainment. That was a good time and I enjoyed it, okay? I enjoyed it a lot. And then we went and got pizza because there is a place somewhere near this bar that sells like one slice of pizza until like 5 in the fucking morning, like iconic. So we went and got more pizza. Not sure. I don't think I needed any more pizza because we just had like 20 slices of pizza before, but then we got more pizza. It was so good. I love to get like a sausage or pepperoni pizza and then put red pepper flakes on it with some Parmesan and some hot honey. It is life-changing. And we did that and then we went to sleep. And then I woke up this morning and was like, who the fuck am I? Who the fuck am I? And I think our pool opened today. So, like, I wonder if people are pooling, if that's a phrase. I'm excited for the pool. I'm excited to become tan, okay? But that is kind of all I have for you. I'm excited to show you guys this video of the man smacking people with a shoe. Because you're just not going to believe that this man was doing this for like a solid 45 minutes and not getting kicked out of the bar. Like, it was very concerning. But I will update you guys. I hope everybody had a great weekend. And I love you all. And thank you so much for tuning in. And I will catch you guys next week.